I'm trying to say. Anyway, game number, I don't even know for today's stream. We've got a Hun and Inca Arabia match between Liereyy and Heartt versus Edie and Miguel. Edie is a nasty, nasty arena player. So that will be a nice little advantage for he and Miguel's team. But it's about playing as a team and using unit synergy. So we'll see how this one goes down. Should expect a fast castle from all players involved. So what I'll do is take a moment here and read the chat and see what people are up to. If you want nerdy talk about sports, talk about esports. There's enough of them, says John T. Yeah, I agree with you there. I would love to see this game become a true esport. But it's just not quite fast and furious enough, I would say. I love the Snake, but I think he's stronger in 1v1 than in team games, at least for now. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, Biber. Whoop. Whoop, says Hellrider. Whoop. Inca Monk's good. Never rode it grass out badly lately. A couple of sheep being lamed here. Accidental sheep laming there, I suppose, from Edie. Edie chasing around his opponent's scout for the moment. And we will look at the Inca monks. We've got time, man. Arena games, usually we're looking at a fast castle. We'll see what flavor of fast castle we end up seeing from these guys. But we got time to look at the monks. Swallow Kingdoms, man. I'm going to just go right past the monk part of the tech tree. No atonement, so no monk-on-monk crime. No fervor, which means that monks will not be moving 15% faster. Do get redemption, so you can mess with your opponent's siege, I suppose. And you do have otherwise a full tech tree, including block printing. So decent monks, but no atonement is rough. Fervor, yeah, fervor is nice, but lack of atonement is a bit ugly. You start with a free llama. Villagers are affected by infantry. Yep, that's not going to help much in arena. Houses support more population. Doesn't help much in arena. Buildings cost minus 15 stone. That will be nice if we're going to see some castles and some cameos. We shall see how this one goes down, at least for the moment. We've looked at the Inca Tech tree. Let's just quickly look on the maps. Heartt is just scouting around his area. Heartt at the moment on 15 vills. Everybody's on 15 vills. And probably everybody's pushing deer. Looks like Miguel will knock down his wall, start pushing in some deer. 4 vills on wood. Should be a fast castle for everybody on the map, I would think. Be a little bit crazy not to. A couple missing sheep here from Edie. He's going to knock down his walls and go find them, and Eddie's going to lose a villager. Eddie's going to go Castle Age Eagle Warriors. He's going to do it with 1 less vill. It's not the end of the world. I lost a bitch, says Edie. I lost a bitch. Stupid female. Okay, all right. That's so funny coming from Edie because he's like an uber gentleman. But hilarious banter from Edie nonetheless. Should be fast castles all around, and we will turn the chat off as is Mr. Memb. Anyway, we will see front stone for the green player, extra gold outside the walls, extra stone outside the walls, 1 good stone, gold pile for Liereyy. Not a great base, nothing extra in his back pocket at all. Liereyy pushing deer, thinking about a fast castle. We are going to see Eagle Warriors in the Castle Age, allegedly, from Mr. Edie. If Bullet Chen was here, he would blame women too. Edie, no respect for women. I wanted to donate earlier, says Gloken. Oh man, we have to erase everyone's memory. If anybody has an extra Men in Black flashy thing, please lend it to me. Everybody's pushing deer and fast castling, and we did look at the we looked at the Inca monks, which do not have atonement. That's the word I was looking for. You can obviously go Arbalest. You got Elite Skirms here. Full barracks line. Well, not the Condi, but Elite Eagle, Champion, etc. Obviously, no stables for them Mezzo Civs. From the Siege Workshop, nearly everything. No SO, no BBC. So keep that in mind. Full eco upgrades. It's all good in the hood. And you have the Kamiuk. Infantry with attack bonus versus cavalry. I don't know how many of these we're going to see, but it would be nice. It would be nice to see something. Get couriers, of course. It's going to make those Eagle Warriors even more badass. So we are nearly through the booming up phase of the match. We will see Liereyy clicking up, allegedly. Yeah, it looks like the overlay is working properly here today. He's going to click up on 25 villagers, heading out to the gold pile now. Of course, needs 50 less gold since you don't usually loom up on Arena. He's also going to head out to Stone, which seems ambitious on a 25 villager up, but keep that in mind. Going to go over with 1 vill to Stone. and 1 vil to gold. Liereyy here must have it all calculated. This villager has a long way to walk if he's going to try to quickly get the gold needed to click up to castle. Anyway, everyone else has clicked up to feudal. Miguel is up on 26. Mr. Miguel will also be taking some stone. He's got one of those nice areas where you can drop a mining camp and take both stone and gold from the same pile. That's a really nice thing to have. Let's see. Wow, did he miss a couple of these sheep? How is that possible? Miguel is missing some sheep. He just found those sheep. They were only like, oh man, they're only a hair away from his town center. Anyway, Miguel will find those sheep. Edie clicked up. He did lose a villager in the process, so he's up technically on 25. He's sending 3 villagers over to gold. Edie here, again, is kind of the arena specialist out of this group, I would say. And we have a sub. It is Crunked. Thanks, buddy. I'm crunked to see that sub. Thanks so much. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy the Killer B wow emote. Killer 7 wow emote. Yeah, I didn't get to choose it. I'm Killer 7 for some reason. Anyway, Market Blacksmith, Fast Castle for the red player. Liereyy on the other side is going with a Market Blacksmith. Liereyy, did you get the gold? No, Liereyy has 120 gold. He's going to use the market, I suppose, to buy up the gold that he needs and then click up. There you go. Killer B can't do math. I'm sitting here thinking, what is he doing? But anyway, Market Blacksmith coming for the Inca player, Mr. Heartt, who is sending more villagers out to gold and might be thinking about some monks. We did hear that Edie was going to go castle, or rather eagles in the castle age, so we'll keep an eye on that. We also see Market and Blacksmith for the blue player Miguel, who's just going on to stone. So, Edie allegedly is going to go eagles in the castle area, but get out of here, nerd. What is going on here?
Start the game already!
Little bit of trash talk going on. Surprise, says Miguel. What? Not sure. A little bit of fighting going on here in the middle of the map. But nonetheless, I think Castle Age will be in first for Mr. Liereyy, and well, Edie will be getting Cardo. Edie's not going to be near Castle Age. Should be free Cardo since we're playing Wololo Kingdoms. Heartt, 30% of the way up. Miguel, 50%. Edie, 50%. Lierey's going to be up first, and Liereyy has transitioned a lot of villagers over to stone. Mr. Liereyy is not going to have the stone to drop a castle right away, but 5 vills on stone could mean a little bit of castle action in his future. Castle here would be really nice, wouldn't it, to protect this extra gold pile, but we'll see. Extra gold over here as well, extra stone on the side. Where you to rush? Miguel is, I don't know what he's trying to say, but Castle Age comes in for Liereyy. He will immediately add in a second TC in the south. Does not have the wood yet for a third town center, but I think we will see more and more TCs as he continues to work his way through. Castle Age is in for the blue player. Mr. Miguel is going to add in a second and third and fourth TC. He's going to take these villagers off stone for now to try to keep a 4 TC economy booming up. We'll see if he can get the job done doing that. Eagle Warriors, as promised from Mr. Edie, coming forward. Those are Eagle Scouts right now, but they will be upgraded to Eagle Warrior at some point in the not-so-distant future. Let's see. Mr. Edie needs more, well, obviously needs lots of food and gold, but he can keep 2 barracks going for now. On Eagles, we'll continue to get upgrades, I suppose, as the Castle Age rolls on. Those Eagle Scouts are roaming around. You can see the Xing going on. Xing, I thought would be relics, but it's actually Heartt getting X'd by Miguel. Those Eagles are going to head straight toward Heartt. Heartt here is trying to make a double Monastery Siege Workshop push, but that's going to be a little tricky with Eagles headed his way. Squire's coming for Edie, going to speed up those Eagles even more. Monastery coming out on the front. 1 villager going down to something. I think it went down to this scout from Liereyy. Lierey's been a little quiet for a moment as his third TC comes down. He should have enough for a castle relatively soon. Keep an eye on that, see where he decides to put it. Monk and Siege push is a really tough proposition in a 2v2 arena match, but, you know, we'll see if it works. Right now, it's Edie running in with his first couple of Eagles, and he's going to not quite catch these villagers in time. Thought he was going to get in and kill those vills, but for now, those villagers will continue to live on. Let's see what Mr. Heartt is up to, presumably building monks out of those couple of monasteries. We also do have an early mango out. Yeah, look at this. Heartt continuing to just wall in. He's going to ungarrison his monks inside of those little makeshift walls that he's made. And at least for now, Edie actually won't be able to do much here. He can kill a mango, but I think it's time to get out of dodge. Edie is building up a monk and siege and eagle warrior push of his own. So both Inca's players going with early pushes. We will see a castle from Liereyy right where we kind of expected it to be. So for now, Liereyy will get a castle down, and he will maybe be able to hold the line. Those eagles roaming around the map looking for somebody to love. Relics have not been picked yet. Nobody's actually grabbed any relics. We see plenty of monks on the map, but nobody's grabbed any relics just yet. Looks like Heartt will start to push through these front walls. We'll continue to pump out double monastery monks on his side of the map. Edie's push I'm interested in because, as I said, Edie is a really great arena player. Yes. Edie actually has grabbed a relic now. Edie is going to not have any siege just yet. You pure boom, says Edie. Edie scouting that castle on the front. Continuing to pump out eagles, and it does not look like he's really going to push in at Liereyy just yet. He's going to see if he can help his teammate out. He's going to have a little bit of trouble here. You can see Heartt is doing such a nice job at walling in this side, but I think there's a hole here. I believe there's a single hole there. Hey, Killer B, haven't seen you in a while. How's life? Life is good, man. A little bit sick, but life is good. Headed to Germany tomorrow for a little work. Here we go. This fight's going down. Eagle Warriors roam in. The monks are getting busy, but they are getting absolutely chopped down. And Miguel will say, amazing. Those monks are going to die to a man, and the mangonels will die to a man, or to a machine. And in the end, not a whole lot of gain there for Heartt, who just lost his entire push. So, that is the beauty of team games. Hard to make the monk and mangonel push in a team game, and in this case, Edie is going to basically make Heartt pay. Going to kill these villagers, going to kill everything Heartt had on the front, and chase him all the way back to Xanadu. If you can't push in against your opponent, go double the other side. Anyway, it is going to be Tarkans coming out for Liereyy, who's grabbing Forging as we speak. We've got a TC out for Miguel. That's his 5th TC. Miguel booming like a madman on 77 villagers. Heartt might have a second TC. Yeah, it does have 2. No, it does have a 3rd now. But his economy is not exactly booming. On the other side, we do see Liereyy on 69 villagers. He has been very quiet in this early game, just now starting to get out some Tarkans. Killer B, grids, please. Yeah, some people love the grids, but some people hate them. Yeah, I agree. The grids would have helped us a lot here to see if there was a hole. There was a hole, after all. Anyway, it does look like Edie will just basically continue to send eagles to this side, see if he can push this area down. Heartt has basically given up on that for the moment, and that seems like his only option. We do see a siege workshop down for the red player, but we haven't seen any siege from him just yet. Tarkan's starting to roll out for Mr. Liereyy. And I think we're going to see Tarkans versus Eagle Warriors, which is a really weird matchup. You're not going to see that very often. If you hate the new Eagles, you aren't human. Reskinned Eagles turn me on. I don't know why people hate the new look. I think it looks pretty cool. This match is really intense, says Henry. Yeah, it really is. Edie doing a great job to double down with his teammate. And he is hopefully going to at least grab this mangonel. The Tarkans are starting to run in. Monks are starting to pop out. So we're going to see Liereyy and Heartt working together here. Edie trying to buy Miguel some time to boom. And we'll see how much time he can buy. Miguel did re-wall that front, but he didn't do a very good job. Just built a gate by like 5%. Eagle Warriors are going back now. They did kill enough monks and siege to still have a really worthwhile fight. And we will see Miguel repair that side. Remember, Tarkans take down buildings, right? So maybe they can push in from multiple angles. This TC is also in jeopardy. I don't think Liereyy quite saw it, did he? Lierey's attacking that wall. He's going to find this TC now, and he can definitely knock that town center down with this many units. Oh my god, Miguel was trying to get a panic castle up. Now he needs to delete that castle ASAP. Castle is still up for now. The TC will go down here. These units are just too strong. These Tarkans are definitely going to knock this TC over. I've said that enough times that it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, on the other side, castle coming out for Liereyy. Going to continue Tarkan production. We do have Edie still trying to send units over a bit to help his teammate, but there's no helping this town center. These villagers are going to get absolutely chewed up and spit out. Yellow player Xing his own side. He is trying to ram his way through. Those Tarkans can run in and do some damage. It's going to be 4 stables and a castle now for Miguel, who's on the way to Castle Age. Miguel playing as Huns, thinking about Paladin, I suppose. I think those units will do quite well against Tarkans, especially since these Tarkans are not going to be elite anytime soon. Liereyy getting bloodlines, continuing to beef those up, but Eagle Warriors for now will chase him away. Yellow player is Xing and telling his teammate, come on, man, come on, let's get in. We're going to get in on this side. But here's the thing, where are they going to get to? They can run around this area, but I think Miguel can wall that off. Miguel's got just a minute here to do something. And it looks like he might actually just do nothing. He's going to have 5 stables out. He will have a castle down in defense. He will have Imperial Age coming in. I'm sure Miguel is building knights in all of those stables. Oh, he's building Tarkans in those stables. What is this madness? Tarkans coming from the stables? Okay, fair enough. Does look like it's going to be a full-on Tarkan fight. You don't see that too often, but in the end, the Huns player, Miguel, will start to hemorrhage villagers. Was at 120-something, is starting to lose a lot right now. Edie with bloodlines and defense upgrades. We will see blue Tarkans coming out, though, to start to deal with this. Edie paying a little bit of tribute to Miguel. Miguel saying, no, don't do that. I'm good. Edie back at home on 68 villagers. Meanwhile, Heartt, who has not really been too busy spending any resource, is booming up. Heartt is on 96 vills, and he's going to be a major factor in this late game. For now, though, Liereyy and Heartt not going to get that much done. A little bit of raiding on Miguel. Did kill about 20 villagers, but they're going to have to get out of dodge here and regroup because they're kind of outmanned. At the moment, Tarkans for Miguel are just Tarkans, but we could see those guys get upgraded at some point in the not-so-distant future. Tarkans from stables? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're playing on Wololo Kingdoms. That's the only thing I can think of. But, yeah, I actually did not know you could make those out of the stable. So, hey, I'm learning something here today. Heartt on the way to Imp. Liereyy is still in Castle. Liereyy is basically, seems to be going back. He's kind of going back to the middle of the map, cleaning up what he can here from the red player, I suppose. In the meantime, Miguel's Tarkan numbers are starting to look big and nasty. What a dumb one. Huns were not marauders at all. We do have those Tarkans rolling forward. They are continuing to get beefed up. Blast Furnace on the way for Miguel. Miguel is just trying to go over and bolster his teammate a little bit. We'll see Edie grab a couple of conversions here. In theory, I think he did get a couple of Tarkans there on the bottom. They should be able to clean this up. Liereyy does need to go back now. Liereyy in a little bit of a pickle. Don't say pickle on this channel, but he is in a pickle. Heartt on the other side continuing to just free boom. He's not really contributed much militarily for quite some time after his failed forward. And we are going to see Kamyuks in this game. What an arena match, dude. Holy shit. Tarkans, Castle Age Eagles, Kamyuks. Man, everything's getting pulled out here. We will see how these guys do. They do need to mass up a little bit because this is a lot of Tarkans. Elite Tarkan on the way for Miguel. Presumably, he's going to wait for that upgrade before he throws these units into the fray. Can knock down castles and buildings really, really quickly. Elite will be in relatively soon. He's going to notice the Kamyuks and probably not want to take that fight. Don't really know who's got the advantage there, Kamyuks versus 6 Tarkans, but I think Miguel here probably wants to bring in his overwhelming numbers when he can. Lierey's trying to do some raiding as he goes up to Imp. Miguel can certainly deal with this, but at least for now, Heartt and Liereyy keeping these Tarkans on the defensive. I am really surprised that Liereyy is here and trying to take a fight. He does not have Elite. He does not have nearly the upgrades that his Imperial opponent Miguel has. But we will see a big battle here on the front, and we will say thank you for the subscription to some Jamoke named Tyrant the Vibrant. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, buddy. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you get a chance to use the emote. Mr. Viper, feels like an absolute honor to have you as a sub. We are still in the middle of this crazy match, but it does look like Miguel will carry the day here pretty easily. Miguel will take down the Kamyuks. He will take down Lierey's army. Liereyy taking that fight before Imp is probably going to regret it. He's got 18 military now versus Miguel's 46. He had many, many, many more Tarkans, but of course they were not elite. So he basically kind of threw them away for a little bit cheap, and Lierey's castle is going to go down here on the front. In the meantime, that forward from Heartt is still getting knocked down by Eagle Warriors from Edie. Edie is on the way to Imp. Heartt is already Imp. Heartt's Imp, and he is going with castles and Kamiuks, I think. I didn't see... Yeah, he's still just pumping the Kamiuks. They are elite. They are, of course, good to counter cavalry like this, and they will do well, I suppose, beside Tarkans. Elite Tarkan on the way for Liereyy, just needs more numbers. Let's face it, both of these guys need a lot more numbers. You can't defend with 28 total units versus 70 elite Tarkans. Miguel's going to, rightfully so, just take this fight. Doesn't really matter that those units counter him. He's just so overwhelming in the numbers side of things. And guess what? Edie's been just chilling. Edie's been just chilling and booming. As he hits Imperial Age, Edie's going to start adding in... Okay, going to start adding in pikes for the moment. Chainmail armor on the way. Edie should have plenty of gold to spend, but he did go Castle Eagles pretty hardcore. Looks like Edie is ready. He's telling his teammate to go in, man. Go in and get the job done. But we will see. We'll see what Edie can contribute. He's been unbothered for so long that he can just do whatever he wants unit-wise. One would think he would be going with something a bit more expensive than pikes, but hey, masked up pikes now, pretty much ready to go in and steamroll. And what is Liereyy really going to do against that? Miguel, continuing to knock down castles, is continuing to basically 2v1. He is still fighting elite Kamiuks. Those Kamiuk numbers are starting to get higher and higher. And the elite Tarkan numbers are dropping a little bit. Is there a contingency plan? No, it's still just full-on, balls-deep Tarkan production for the blue player. He's going to need something for the later game if it lasts that long, but now it's going to be Rams, and it's going to be Pikes for the Inca player, who's going to castle drop his opponent on the front. Oh man, this game is really getting out of hand. I think Miguel and Edie should be way, way ahead. Scores suggest 1,000 points. I'd say it might be a little more than that. More castles coming from Heartt, still trying to pump Kamiuks. Thank you. Viper giving us a host. Viper subbing and hosting in the same day. Absolute baller status. It does look like it's going from bad to worse, though, because Edie is pushing in now with more and more Rams. Those are capped Rams now. He does have quite a few pikes to go with it. Liereyy can't stop this because he's got Tarkans. And his teammate can't really stop it either, because Kamiuks, as nice as they are at countering cavalry, I mean, not the fastest unit to kill pikemen with, I wouldn't think. 56 military for Edie, 45 for Miguel, 12 military for Liereyy, 13 now, and 7 for Heartt. These guys are screwed. Miguel is going to keep his teammate on his toes, make him use all of his units, but it is really the red dots that are just absolutely inseminating this base. They're doing the opposite of it. Inseminating would mean they're fertilizing it. They are not. Well, they're fertilizing it with dead green villagers. Elite skirmishers coming out and light cavalry to try to deal with this, but a lot is getting rammed down from Liereyy, and a lot of the production of those Kamiuks is in jeopardy. Castles are still under fire. I do think Miguel needs to add something else in here. At some point, throwing Tarkans at castles and Kamiuks is going to be no longer a viable option. He's still got 46, but I just feel like when that number drops a little more, if it drops a little more, he's actually in a little bit of trouble. I mean, they're still going to win this game, but I really think it'd be wise for him to add in something else, but it is full-on Tarkan production, because why not? He's still got the resource to do it. Miguel now selling some stone, suggesting that he may not quite have the gold economy he needs to keep this up forever. But he continues to knock down castles. One would think that at some point he will transition away from this, but, you know, there's just not enough Kamiuks here yet to convince him to do so. And to be honest, Edie is steamrolling on Lierey's side of the map. Liereyy and Heartt don't seem to have a whole lot of opportunity to bring this one back. It feels like this one is really should be GG. However, for now, they continue to fight it on. We will, oh boy, chat is going nuts. Lots of stuff in the chat that I didn't get to read yet. Grass Mega Doubt. Yeah, the GG's starting to come in from Liereyy and Heartt. Really cool 2v2 arena game there from Miguel and Edie. Edie losing a villager early, went Castle Age Eagles, killed Heartt's forward for the most part. Liereyy went Castle Age Tarkans. Those were able to stabilize the situation, but Miguel went 5 TCs, Elite Tarkan in the Imperial Age. Look at the frickin' farming economy here. And there's no stopping elite Tarkans with regular old Tarkans. Really good 2v2 game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's jump out of here and see if there is another one in our future. I will I will take a moment here to see if I can catch up with the chat. Thanks for being here.